Hi, friends. I think everyone in the world knows that the Afghan Pathans have never been conquered and ruled. The British tried it, suffering one of the worst defeats in the British Empire's history. The Russians tried it, and the Soviet Union fell, and the Americans have tried it. There is only one example in history where the Pathans have been ruled by an outside power, and that is by Maharaja Ranjit Singh and his Sikhs. That is not just it. We have been taught in our history textbooks repeatedly that invaders came from beyond the Khyber Pass and invaded India. If you believe our historians, even the Aryans came from there. And then the Sakas, the Huns, the Mughals, the Pathans, the Uzbeks, they all came from there. But there is only one time where Indians went across the Khyber Pass and conquered huge chunks of Pathan territory. There are a few instances in history where Hindu rulers have gone across and fought in that area and defeated also, but those were momentary defeats. There is no instance, as I know, of an established rule over the Pathans. That credit must go to one man, Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Apart from this, had Maharaja Ranjit Singh not conquered this huge portion of Pathan area, which was later by the British called the Northwestern Frontier Province, and with its capital in Peshawar, by as the Pakistanis call it as Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the Pathan land would not have been part of British India later. And had that not happened, the Balochs would have remained independent. So more than 60% of Pakistani territory today would not have been part of modern Pakistan, leaving only Punjab and Sindh. And probably that small a state would not have been sustainable. So, for all you know, there may not have been any Pakistan. In a way, Maharaja Ranjit Singh can be called the real father of Pakistan. But I don't expect that the Pakistanis will give him that credit. Let us look quickly at his achievements. He was age 10 when he survived smallpox, but he was left blinded in his left eye. From the age of 10 onwards, he accompanied his fathers into numerous wars. You see, what had happened was that after the third battle of Panipat, the Afghans still kept making regular raids into Punjab. Punjab was now divided into some say 12 or 13 missiles, small territories with independent owners who would fight them back sporadically. Not only the rulers, but at the village level, Sikh warriors would fight the Pathans whenever they came. But Maharaja Ranjit Singh, step by step, united all these missiles into a kingdom called Punjab and took the fight into the enemy territory. The roles were reversed, and the Sikhs came chasing Afghan territory. Not only the territory, but Maharaja Ranjit Singh took the Kohinoor away from Shah Shuja, the emperor of Afghanistan. And it is because of this act that it was Ranjit Singh who finally had the Kohinoor, from where it went to the British hands. Because otherwise, Nadir Shah, when he invaded Delhi, has taken away the Kohinoor from where it had fallen into Afghan hands. That India now stakes claim onto the Kohinoor. Maharaja Ranjit Singh was also a visionary. Once a courtier was showing him a map of India, and Maharaja Ranjit Singh asked, "What are these red territories?" He said, "Sir, that is the British area." He looked at it and said, "One day all will be red." He foresaw it all, but he made his best attempts to forestall it. He hired expensive warriors from Germany, from England, from America, generals with strong army experience in those countries to train his armies with the best weapons. This man built a strong, powerful Punjab. And he had a good arrangement with the British East India Company and a good peace treaty so that he could make sure that he could concentrate on the Afghans. It is indeed a tragedy that nobody after him in Punjab had his kind of acumen. How the Punjab Empire fell is a story of extraordinary bravery of the common Sikh soldiers and unbelievable treachery by the generals. But that I shall reserve for a later vlog. For now, I leave you with an ask. Do you think enough people outside Punjab know him? And do you think that our history textbooks have done justice to this unbelievable leader? Thank you.